Good morning, good afternoon or good evening. My name is Claire Mockridge and I'm an anti and postnatal fitness expert and also a Pilates instructor. And what I'm talking to you today about is foods that won't shift weight around your midsection. The vast majority of the population, when we do put on weight, is always on the abdominal muscles, so the low sort of tummy muscles that build up the excess fat. So if you've been eating a little bit too much and you're storing weight, it's generally the midsection where you hold it firstly, regardless of whether you're men or you're a man or a woman. Okay, so five sort of foods I'm going to list here that won't help shift body weight. So the first one on the list there is actually cereal bars. Now people tend to sort of eat these by the truckload, looking at the calorie content, looking at the fat content, whatever it is. As you look at the sugar content, they're kind of just like glorified sugar, sort of Mars bars essentially. Okay, so and you might need to have a little bit of a psychological think about this as well. Is the reason that you're eating them because they are replacing the chocolate bars that you normally eat? Okay, just stop eating them entirely. Okay, and also there's a bit of a fallacy in the fact that the oats contained in cereal bars will fill you up for longer. There are a lot of studies really to sort of show that oats and porridge, for example, a lot of people eat porridge for breakfast. I, for one, if I eat porridge, I bloat very quickly because my body now doesn't take gluten very well, and I'm hungry about 20 minutes later. Okay, so definitely kick the cereal bar habit. Definitely the first one. Next one, I'm going to probably offend a couple of fruit growers in the country now by saying fruit. Fruit is actually very high in sugar, so I would limit the intake of fruit, stop snacking on it as well. The only time I personally eat fruit now is post-workout to aid with just a little bit of energy sort of levels from there. So stop snacking on the fruit because basically essentially all it's doing is giving you that insulin spike and then you're getting that drop about 20 minutes later and you feel really tired. So sometimes you might sort of eat an apple or a handful of grapes or dried fruit, which is even more sugary in content because it's more concentrated, and then about 20 to 30 minutes later you've got that sort of calm down from there. So just have a think about the fruit that you're snacking on too. Okay, next thing are low fat foods. Again, a massive fallacy. Great industry though, a great marketing ploy, the whole low fat foods that came out perhaps in the 80s and 90s and still very readily available now. We're still being warned that if we eat fat then we will get fat, and that is completely untrue. But what I'm trying to educate you about here is if something is low fat, unfortunately something else has to, if it's been stripped of its fat, something else being pumped into that product to bulk it back up again, back into a fluid sort of or hard consistency. And guess what that bulky filler is? Sugar or salt. Okay, so if you're eating a low-fat yogurt now, as you're watching this perhaps in your lunch break, I guarantee that if you picked up the normal yogurt and had a look at their sugar content, you would probably find that the low-fat one is higher in sugar than the normal one. So kick your low-fat foods out as well. Skinny milk. I mean, how many people drink green milk or even red milk in their offices, thinking that they're doing themselves a favour? You'd actually again be better off not drinking the milk, to be honest, in my opinion, because a lot of people are intolerant to dairy. But I'll let you drink the milk if you want to, because I don't want to get into that argument particularly today. But again, because something has been stripped of fat, it's also pumped full. It's also now sort of more higher content of sugar. So you're actually probably better off drinking full fat milk, and leaving the green milk back on the shelf. Okay, and Diet Coke. I mean, Diet Coke, when their so advertisement campaign first came out, it was like, only 1 calorie Diet Coke. It's going to rot your brain, it's going to rot your gut as well. Okay, so just any sort of diet soda or pop or Coke, any caffeinated sort of drinks that are diet related are pumped full of artificial sweeteners, and they aren't doing your brain any good really as far as fat loss goes. So there's just 5 foods that you should really be avoiding to stop the bloating feeling that you're getting in the stomach, and to aid with fat loss as well. So kick them all out of the diet. I'll just run through them again. There you've got cereal bars. Next on the list there was fruit, low fat foods, skinny milk, and Diet Coke. Okay. Any other questions, do get in touch. I'm more than happy to help, and I hope to see you here again very soon. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.